I grew up in Baltimore City, public schools the entire time. Nothing, I didn't go to private school, didn't have the best home life, and lived in a lot of different neighborhoods in the city, so I got to see a lot of different sides. And I guess what I want to talk about is how I felt enjoying education as a young black girl. Growing up in elementary school, I realized I liked to read and I spoke well. I had a good command of the English language, and that made me a target and a victim of bullying. And then I didn't realize until later on in middle school and high school that it was considered bad to be someone who spoke good English and African American. And it was really kind of hurtful that I felt like I was being outcasted by people who look like me and have a lot of the same struggles. Just because I speak well doesn't necessarily mean that I don't have the same issues that other communities might have or people might have. And I remember in high school, I was approached by a guy that was clearly interested in me, and I was just talking to him. I honestly, for the life of me, couldn't even remember what I was talking to him about. And then he got so frustrated and started yelling and cursing at me and said, "Why the hell do you talk so white? Why can't you talk like a normal black person?" And then this was my 10th grade year of high school, and I just felt so confused. I was like, are you not supposed to use English correctly? I mean, I do speak with vernacular just like anyone else. It's a switch. You have, I guess my default is proper English. And then I realized that enjoying education was almost frowned upon in the black community. Like, I have friends who are like, oh, you went to college? Why did you do that? Are you going to be a doctor, a lawyer? And I'm just like, no, I just wanted to go to college. Oh, well, why? That's a waste of money. And I'm just like, I do spend quite a bit of money on my education, but to feel that I am considered better than most just because I went to college is kind of upsetting to me. I have friends that literally like, oh yeah, Dominique, she's in college. She's a college girl. And they say that it's endearing, but at the same time, it's a little concerning, because I've learned that higher education doesn't just mean four-year university. It can mean trade school, it can mean community college, it can mean getting certified to do something. So just because I have a four-year degree doesn't make me better or less than, or them better or less than me. And so I guess that's just one thing that I find hurtful, is that in Baltimore City, especially among African Americans and people of color, there is such a disconnect in the value of education. Education means that you're trying to be bougie or uppity or leave the city. And it also means that you for some reason are ashamed of being African American, and that's not what it means at all. In fact, going to college has made me demand to embrace my African American roots because of the stigma that is attached to it in my community and with other perspectives on other races.